The ninja in Ninjago have had many power-ups, from elemental dragons to dragon form to another dragon form. Wow, they've had a lot of dragon power-ups. There is no shortage of power-ups for these ninja, but the most popular one, and the best one in my opinion, is Airjitzu. Airjitzu lets you fly. What? Being first introduced in Ninjago's 5th season Possession, Airjitzu was an essential part of the plot. Airjitzu was the first part of the clue to discovering the first Spinjitzu Master's grave, with it being the only way to get into the Cloud Kingdom to get the Sword of Sanctuary to see where the grave is located on the map. But to actually unlock Spinjitzu, the ninja have to get the Scroll of Airjitzu, which was stolen by Ronin. Now I'm not going to recap the entire plot of Possession, that's a story for another day, but Moro ends up learning Airjitzu first by obtaining the scroll. And the other ninja have to obtain another scroll by going to Yang's temple. Oh, should probably mention, this is Sensei Yang. He's the guy who created Airjitzu. He's not that relevant, he's probably not going to be that important later on, so we can just forget about him. I really like the introduction of Airjitzu in Possession. It is just so cool to see the characters learning new abilities. They actually utilize Airjitzu a lot in this season, really showcasing it. One really cool detail about Airjitzu that I only noticed when I was making the every Airjitzu video is that when they first learn Airjitzu, their Airjitzu is like this bluish cyan color. Every Airjitzu is like that, except for Moro's, but when they gain their elemental powers back, their Airjitsus now gain the colors of their elemental powers, like Jay's is now blue, Kai's is now orangey red, and everything like that. And that is so cool, that's such a nice little detail, and it now makes sense why Moro's Airjitsu was green, while the other ninjas were just a regular cyan color. Also, before we continue, we have to talk about the gimmick sets, because oh my god, I remember getting these as a kid and they were like the coolest things ever. I didn't grow up with the spinner sets because I had a terrible childhood, but I did grow up with the Airjitzu flyers, and oh my god, these were so cool. Like pulling the string and then flying up in the air, like oh my god, it was so cool. And then the Ronin Rex set had the spinner thingy incorporated into the set. Oh my god, it was so cool. It was so cool. It was also a very cheap way to get the Moro minifigure, which is always nice, so that's a plus. Out of all of the ninjas' power-ups, I think Airjitzu was handled the best. It had a nice build-up to it, and it was utilized well in the season that it appeared in. And heck, it even appeared after Possession. In the final Will film seasons, Airjitzu was just another move the ninjas could do. Heck, they even did Airjitzu more than Spinjitzu in Skybound. A little misconception I see people saying when they're talking about Airjitzu is that it's a little bit overpowered, but I don't really think so. When you actually watch how it's utilized in scenes and stuff, it doesn't actually last that long. You get a little bit of a distance, and then you have to stop and do it again. Like we see it in this scene when they have to jump on the bombs in Skybound, they can't just fly all the way up to the ship, they have to recharge the Airjitzu thingy or something, I don't know. Airjitzu was basically just a fun little extension of the ninja's moveset, but sadly, it didn't last long, because that season happened. Season 8 made many changes to the show, some for the better, and some for the worse. One of those worst changes was removing Airjitzu. Now, my biggest problem with this isn't the fact that they removed Airjitzu. It's the fact that they don't explain it. Now, I know there's this non-canon novel written by Tommy Andresen that kind of explains it, but like, come on, that's non-canon, and besides, the reasoning is bullshit. Like, I'll be watching scenes like this and think, why aren't you doing Airjitzu? It would solve so many problems. If it was just explained in the show why they can't do it, then that would be totally fine, but like many changes in Season 8, they just don't explain it and expect you to accept it. Okay, so, they just removed Airjitzu. I guess we'll never reference it again or something. I guess the whole arc in Day of the Departed about Sensei Yang not wanting to be forgotten was all for nothing, because we basically forgot about him. Well, I guess they'll never reference him.
I think this gives me the ability to use Airjitzu!
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, so, I had accepted that the ninja will basically not use Airjitzu anymore, and we weren't going to get an explanation for that. That wasn't going to stop my enjoyment of the new seasons. I still liked them. I just had to ignore the fact that Airjitzu ever existed. But then they fucking do Airjitzu in Prime Empire, and it's like, dude, now you kinda have to explain because you're referencing it now. But that was the only time they did it, so And now, Airjitzu is no longer a thing in Ninjago. It is now gone. But the name still lives on. Airjitzu shipping, baby! I could make a whole video gushing about Airjitzu. And I don't mean the fighting move, I mean the ship. Dragons Rising Season 4 Part 1 recently released, and oh my god, it got me hooked on Airjitzu, bro. Like, oh man. Like, forget the old Airjitzu, this is so much better. Oh my god, I want, keep this. Whenever you talk about Airjitzu, this is the stuff I want to talk about. Not that old, stupid Sensei Yang move. No, this is the fucking shit. This is what I want. Make these two kiss, please.